You ever notice how companies announce record profits and then 2 weeks later announce layoffs? And you're just sitting there like, wait, what? If the company is making more money than ever, why are people losing their jobs? This has become such a normal headline that we barely react anymore. Company reports strong earnings. Company cuts 5,000 employees. Same month, sometimes same week. So what's actually going on? Are CEOs greedy? Are companies secretly failing? Or is something else happening behind the scenes? Let's talk about it. First, we need to understand something uncomfortable. Public companies don't exist to make employees happy. They exist to increase shareholder value. That's the real mission, not culture, not family, not we care about our people. Those are branding layers. At the core, the legal and financial obligation is this: grow the company, increase stock price. Investors expected 12 billion, suddenly 10 billion isn't success. It's disappointment. And in the stock market, disappointment gets punished. Stock drops, investors panic, headlines turn negative. So what does leadership do? They cut costs, and what's the fastest way to cut costs? People, employees are one of the biggest expenses on a company's balance sheet. Salaries, benefits, healthcare, bonuses. When you remove thousands of jobs, you immediately reduce expenses, and when expenses drop, profit margins improve. And when margins improve, Wall Street gets excited, stock goes up. So here's the part that feels wrong but is financially true. Layoffs can make a company look stronger, even if the company was already profitable. Let that sink in. Now, from inside the executive boardroom, this doesn't feel evil, it feels strategic. If you're a CEO, you're constantly under pressure, quarterly earnings calls, investor expectations, analysts predicting your future. You're not just running a company, you're managing perception. Because in the market, perception is power. If investors believe your company is disciplined and efficient, they reward you. And layoffs signal discipline, even if it hurts real people. But here's what makes it personal. For leadership, it's restructuring. For employees, it's rent, it's health insurance, it's visa status, it's daycare payments. Two completely different realities, same decision. That emotional gap is where most of the anger comes from. Because when profits are high, people expect stability. They expect loyalty. But corporations don't operate on loyalty. They operate on optimization. And optimization is cold. There's another layer most people don't talk about: executive compensation. Many CEOs are paid heavily in stock, not just salary, stock options. So if the stock price rises after cost-cutting measures, their personal wealth increases. Now, I'm not saying CEOs sit in a room thinking, let's fire people so I get richer. It's usually not that cartoonish, but incentives matter. If your bonus depends on margins, and margins improve when costs go down, and costs go down when headcount drops, the system quietly nudges you in that direction. You don't have to be evil. You just have to respond to incentives. And modern capitalism is built entirely on incentives. Now let's zoom out. Why does this keep happening more often lately? Because growth has slowed in many industries. During the pandemic years, companies hired aggressively. Tech companies especially. Money was cheap, interest rates were low. Demand was exploding, everyone scaled fast. But when interest rates rose and growth cooled down, suddenly those payrolls looked heavy. So companies started correcting. That's the word they use: correction, adjustment, realignment. But for workers, it's not a correction. It's a disruption, sometimes a crisis. Here's something else that doesn't get enough attention. Layoffs don't just cut costs, they create fear. And fear increases productivity, at least short term. When employees see thousands of colleagues let go, they think, I need to prove my value. They work harder, they stay quieter, they take fewer risks. From a purely strategic standpoint, that stabilizes operations. Again, not morally comforting, but financially explainable. Now let's talk about the psychological part. When you're at the top of a company, the view is different. You're looking at charts, forecast models, market trends. You're not sitting across from someone explaining how they just bought a house. You're looking at numbers, and numbers don't cry. That distance changes how decisions feel. If you've ever managed even a small team, you know this tension. You might genuinely like someone, but if budgets get cut, you have to make a choice. Scale that up to 10,000 employees. Now it's not personal. It's statistical, and statistics feel easier to justify. But here's the twist. Sometimes layoffs happen even when companies are sitting on cash. Why? Because markets reward future strength, not current comfort. Investors don't just ask, "Are you profitable?" They ask, "Can you be even more profitable next quarter?" That constant pressure pushes companies into perpetual efficiency mode, even when things look good. It's like running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. You can never just maintain. You have to improve. And improvement in corporate language often means doing more with fewer people. So are CEOs heartless? Some probably are, some probably aren't, but the bigger issue isn't personality, it's structure. If you put almost anyone in a system where stock price is everything, margins are king, investors demand constant growth, and compensation is tied to performance metrics, you'll see similar behavior. It's not about villains. It's about incentives. Now here's where the conversation gets real. Employees are starting to realize this. The old idea of corporate loyalty, it's fading. People used to believe, if I work hard and stay committed, the company will take care of me. Now many people think, I am one budget review away from being expendable. That shift changes everything, how people view careers, how they negotiate salaries, how they think about side hustles, how much emotional energy they give to work. Trust, once broken enough times, doesn't fully recover. So what does this mean for you? It means stability in the modern economy doesn't come from trusting a company. It comes from adaptability, skills that transfer, income streams that diversify, staying aware of how the system actually works, not how it's marketed. Because at the end of the day, corporations optimize for survival and growth. Individuals optimize for security and dignity. Those goals overlap sometimes, but not always. So the next time you see a headline, company reports record profits, followed by, company lays off 8,000 workers, you'll understand something most people don't. It's not always collapse. It's calculus, cold financial calculus. That doesn't make it painless, but it makes it predictable. And predictable systems are easier to navigate than mysterious ones. Now I want to ask you something. Do you think this is just smart leadership in a competitive world? Or do you think the system itself needs to change? Because this pattern isn't slowing down, and the more AI automates tasks, the more efficiency becomes the obsession. Drop your thoughts below, I read the comments. And if you want the next video to go deeper into how AI will change layoffs and job security, let me know, because this conversation, it's just getting started.